Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I want to talk to those of you in the state of California about some of the major issues you are seeing this week with your California EDD unemployment benefits. I'd like to create one centralized, dense video that compiles the most recent issues that many of you are reporting with your claims this last week so that you have one centralized video to come to. First, many of you who recently certified are seeing claim week ending 7/10 and onwards stuck in pending. If claim week ending 7/10 and onwards is stuck in pending for you and your claim is over a year old, you most likely are subject to a new quarter review. The EDD recently added a small piece of information to their website after I repeatedly asked them to address this concern. The EDD states online that claims that have reached the end of their benefit year are subject to a new quarter wage review. That means that after your claim has reached the end of its benefit year, the EDD during the start of each quarter will need to ask you a series of questions to see if you still qualify to collect on your old claim. Unfortunately, if you are subject to this new quarter review, the EDD will not reach out directly. Instead, what happens is your claim gets stuck in pending. If your certifications are stuck in pending for over 48 hours and they do not automatically move from pending to paid, then unfortunately you're going to need to contact the EDD or your assembly member in order to get your claim moving again. Most claimants report that once they do get through to the EDD, this is something that is able to be processed quickly and on the spot. This is not something that seems to affect PUA claims because PUA claims benefit year end date will not be until September 4th, unlike UI, PUC, or Fed Ed claims, which have a traditional 1-year benefit year end date. If you're a UI, PUC, or Fed Ed and your certifications are stuck in pending for longer than 48 hours, then reach out to the EDD or your assembly member if you cannot get through, because this is most likely something that a representative will need to clear for you over the phone. Next, many of you are reporting that you are not receiving a certify button. You are within your benefit year, you have a claim balance, however, your claim certification button is not populating automatically. Unfortunately, many of my subscribers are beginning to report an issue where their UI Online does not ever populate the certified button, regardless of claim balance or regardless of the fact that they're within their benefit year. It doesn't seem to be a reason why these individuals are not receiving a certified button since their claims are up to date and populated with claim balance. However, these claimants are reporting that they do need to call into customer service in order to have customer service load the certification button manually for them each and every time they certify. For claimants experiencing this, I want to recommend a few things. Number one is to go into your UI Online dashboard, select settings, and change your notification settings to be set to receive paper notifications. This will mean that instead of having you certify online, the EDD will mail you out paper certification forms instead. Unfortunately, this seems to be a reoccurring issue, and each and every certification date, these claimants are needing to call into EDD customer service. If you're unable to certify using paper forms, if you're unable to reach customer service, then I want you to contact your assembly member. Next, on July 11th, the EDD has changed their work search requirements. I have a full video that delves into this topic in depth, and you can find the link in the video description. Effective July 11th and onwards, EDD claimants are required to look for work and certify that yes, they are searching for work in order to maintain eligibility to receive unemployment benefits in most cases. Now, the EDD did outline some claimants who do not need to certify that they are searching for work. However, I strongly recommend that even if you are someone that does not need to search for work, that does not have that listed as a requirement for you, that you still continue to select yes and still perform a work search activity that satisfies the requirements. Even if you are not actively applying to jobs, selecting yes and searching for work is going to make sure that you do not get stuck with a stop payment alert in an eligibility interview. If you select no, you are risking getting yourself stuck with an eligibility interview, which are taking upwards of 12 plus weeks in order to schedule. During this point in time, if you are subject to an eligibility interview, your payments will be stuck in pending. So I strongly recommend that no matter what your situation, you still select yes, that you are looking for work and continue to perform a work search activity. The new work search requirements require Fed Ed claimants to perform 3 work search activities per week and provide documentation on those work search activities. UI, PEUC, and PUA are required to perform 1 or more work search activities per week, and documentation is not required but is suggested. Now, many of you may have certified recently with these new work search requirements put into effect. Some claimants are seeing an updated certification page where it asks you if you would like to provide your work search history and notes that Fed Ed is required to provide this, while others still are seeing the old certification page with no changes implemented. If you are not prompted to enter in your work searches, note that this is only a requirement for Fed Ed claimants. The following activities satisfy the work search requirements for UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed: preparing for a job search, expanding your network, applying for suitable work, or participating in training. Keep in mind that Fed Ed is required to perform 3 or more search activities per week, and UI, PEUC are required to provide 1 or more. Work search activities for PUA claimants include rebuilding your business, expanding your network, establishing an account, and participating in training. Claimants who applied July 11th and onward are required to create a profile in CalJobs and to upload their resume. Claimants that applied prior to July 11th are stated as not being required to create a profile and upload their resume on CalJobs. However, in order to avoid any potential glitches, I do recommend still creating a profile in CalJobs if you're a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed. PUA claimants are not required to create a profile in CalJobs nor upload their resume because PUA claimants are primarily those individuals who were previously self-employed. If you are required to upload a resume in CalJobs, I want you to make sure that you select that it is to be visible to employers. You can do this by going to your CalJobs dashboard, scrolling about halfway down the screen, and clicking on the resume section. When you upload your resume, there is going to be a prompt that asks you to select if you would like your resume visible or invisible to potential employers. Many claimants may have not yet received a personalized letter from the EDD in their UI Online inbox notifying them of their own claim-specific work search requirements. PUA claimants will not be receiving these letters until the week of July 25th and onwards. While the EDD did state that your work search requirements do not go into effect until you receive your own individual letter, I would strongly advise that you still make sure that you are selecting yes to searching for work and continue to perform work search activities. Why? Because you do not want to get a stop payment alert applied to your claim, which would then result in an eligibility phone interview. Next, many of you have been asking me in the video comments if specific job search websites are acceptable. If your claim that's established July 11th and onwards, then you are required to upload your resume to CalJobs and join CalJobs. But in terms of satisfying the weekly search requirements of actively searching for work after you have uploaded your resume to CalJobs, you can use any work search site. Next, let's talk about those of you who are reaching the end of your unemployment or pandemic unemployment benefits for various reasons. Many of you are reaching a $0 balance. If so, your UI Online account will know this is a $0 balance maximum benefits paid. If you're a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed and you reach a $0 balance maximum benefits paid, next you will receive a PEUC extension, which should be automatically applied to your claim. Your balance must get all the way down to 0. Once you hit a $0 balance, about 1 week later, you will then receive notification that you have received the next phase of the PEUC extension. About 1 week after receiving that letter, you will then have the ability to certify and your claim balance will then increase. This should be done automatically, but if not, and it has been longer than 2 weeks, then contact the EDD. Now, some of you may be reaching a $0 balance, and you may also be reaching the end of your benefit year. If you're a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, look at your claim start date in UI Online. Count 12 months out after that. If you have reached the end of 12 months worth of benefits, you may be required to file a new claim in order to continue collecting or to receive the next phase of your extension. If you have worked and earned income within the last 18 months and it is enough to establish a new unemployment claim, you are required to file a new claim. If you aren't sure if you qualify for a new claim, but you have worked some amount, you can either utilize the EDD benefit calculator to check, or you can file a new claim and see if it allows you to proceed in the process. If it does allow you to proceed, then you are required to file a new claim. For those of you that have reached the end of your benefit year but did not work at all in the last 18 months, or it was not enough in order to establish a new claim, you are not required to file a new claim. This recent change occurred back in June, and claimants who did not work at all within the last 18 months or did not earn enough wages in order to qualify for a new claim are no longer required to file a new claim. Your claim will be automatically extended with a PEUC extension. This should happen on its own within 2 weeks. If it does not occur automatically within 2 weeks, then contact EDD customer service. PEUC extensions come in 3 separate phases. The first phase is called PEUC, and it is 13 weeks. The second phase is called PEUC Tier 2, or also known as PEUX, and it is 11 weeks. And the third and final phase of the PEUC extension is called PEUC Tier 2 Augmentation, also known as PEUY, and this final phase is up to 29 weeks. The PEUC extension will expire claim week ending September 4th. After September 4th, you will no longer be able to collect balance that is remaining on a PEUC extension. Each phase of PEUC must be completely zeroed out to a $0 balance before the next phase is awarded. Because PEUC was created by the stimulus bill, and the stimulus bill sets all pandemic-related unemployment programs to end on September 6th, claim week ending September 4th will be the last week that you are able to collect any balance from your PEUC extension. Following claim week ending September 4th, the PEUC program will cease to exist and you will no longer be able to collect that balance. For those of you reaching the end of PEUC after September 4th, you may be eligible to go onto a Fed Ed extension. Fed Ed is an additional extension which is partially state funded and partially federally funded. The Fed Ed program is not dependent on the stimulus bill and continues to be active as long as the state unemployment rate remains at 6% or higher. Fed Ed is also activated if the unemployment rate exceeds 5% and is at least 120% higher than the average unemployment rate for the same period in the 2 previous years. Typically, Fed Ed provides 13 weeks worth of unemployment benefits in the form of an extension. However, currently, due to the pandemic, Fed Ed benefits are extended with an additional 7 weeks that are federally funded, bringing the total extension length up to 20 weeks. These extra 7 weeks that are federally funded expire September 11th, which means that after September 11th, Fed Ed will last a total duration of 13 weeks of additional benefits. For more information on Fed Ed, including the calculation to see if you qualify, click the link in the video description down below. Next, let's talk about those of you on PUA claims who will be reaching the end of your benefits claim week ending September 4th. The stimulus bill ends the PUA program on September 6th, which means that in the state of California, claim week ending September 4th will be the last week that you can collect your PUA benefits. Even if you have a remaining balance, even if you remain unemployed or with your work decreased, you will no longer be eligible to collect any form of unemployment benefits after claim week ending September 4th. After September 4th, the program will cease to exist and there will be no more unemployment benefits for PUA claimants. Additionally, set to end claim week ending September 4th is a $300 boost to unemployment. That means that after claim week ending September 4th, PEUC, PUA, and the $300 boost will no longer continue. No, you may not collect any remaining balance if you still have it because the programs will be dissolved. What will remain and what will go on will be the regular unemployment programs that were available prior to the pandemic. This includes UI and Fed Ed. FedEd will remain active as long as the state unemployment rate remains above 6%, or if the unemployment rate exceeds 5% and is at least 120% higher than the average unemployment rate for the same period in the 2 previous years. Next, let's talk about phone interviews. If you're stuck in pending and the EDD has let you know that you are required to undergo a phone eligibility interview, these are a huge problem for claimants because their payments are stuck in pending while they await a phone interview, which is taking anywhere from 2 weeks up to 14 plus weeks in order to occur. The majority of my subscribers are reporting a wait time between 6 weeks and 12 weeks to have their phone interview scheduled. During this point in time, your payments will be stuck in pending until the EDD conducts your phone interview, confirms that you are in fact eligible for benefits, and then after your phone interview, they will take between 7 to 10 business days in order to apply that decision to your claim and have your pending payments moved to paid. If you are subject to undergo a phone interview, I still recommend that you contact your assembly member. Unfortunately, in most cases, the assembly members do not seem to get phone interviews scheduled any faster. However, I still recommend contacting your assembly member because if something changes, if the process changes, if their new workaround is presented, then you will be on their list ready to go with whatever they are able to help you with. Next, let's talk about those of you who are stuck in pending. The pending certifications are a huge problem. I have an entire standalone video which delves into the many reasons why you may be stuck in pending and utilizes a flowchart to help walk you through and troubleshoot what could be wrong with your claim. You can find this video in the video description down below, and I encourage you to go and watch that video if you are stuck in pending to help identify your issue. If you are stuck in pending, I want you to first make sure that it is not something that you are required to take action on in order to solve. For those of you who are UI, PUC, or FedEd, you are required to file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year if you worked within the last 18 months and earned enough in order to establish a new claim. If you have reached the end of your benefit year and you are required to file a new claim, your certifications will be stuck in pending until that new claim is filed. If you recently filed a new claim, that application is going to be processing for up to 3 weeks while the EDD processes it. Once your new claim is approved, your first round of certifications are going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks. During this point in time, the EDD sends out your claim to a third-party company called Thomson Reuters, who performs additional fraud checks. During this point in time, while you are under UISD review, unfortunately, there is nothing you can do to speed up the process. When claimants call into customer service and they are stuck in this initial 3-week UISD review, they are told over the phone that there is nothing to do but wait. Next, make sure that you have provided to the EDD all documentation and actions needed in order to have a claim in good standing. If you're required to do so, make sure that you have a CalJobs profile set up with a resume loaded and set to public view. Make sure that you are certifying that yes, you are looking for work, that yes, you are available to accept full-time work, and that yes, you are healthy enough to work full-time. Selecting no to any of these will get you stuck in pending with an eligibility interview required in most cases. Now, most reasons for being stuck in pending that are not the need to file a new claim due to your benefit year expiring or awaiting the end of a UISD review are unfortunately going to require you to call into customer service in order to get a stop payment alert cleared from your claim. In some cases, when you call into customer service, the EDD representative will let you know that your claim is awaiting an eligibility phone interview. In that case, then the customer service rep would not be able to fix your pending payments and get them pushed to paid. And you would unfortunately need to await your eligibility interview to be scheduled and carried out. But for many, when they call into customer service, the EDD representative is able to fix their pending payments and switch them over to paid by clearing whatever stop payment alert is applied to their claim. If when you call into customer service, the Tier 1 representative, the person who immediately answers the phone, is unable to help you with your pending payments, ask to be transferred over to a Tier 2 representative. Now, unfortunately, to get through to a Tier 2 representative, you will have to wait in a very long hold line. The hold times to reach a Tier 2 representative are on average between 2 hours and 4 hours. Many experience dropped calls during this point in time on the hold line. Now, because calling customer service is so extremely difficult, I want to share with you once again my call tips on how to reach the EDD. First, I want to reiterate how important it is to contact your assembly member. I say this in so many of my videos, and the link to contact your assembly member is always in all of my video descriptions. But many of you still aren't reaching out. The California State Assembly members recently had an amount of budget allocated to them in order to hire 2 staff members that are specifically devoted to EDD claimants. Because of this change, recently many of my subscribers are reporting that the processing times that they're experiencing with getting an assembly member's help have been extremely fast, and that they've been able to get their pending payments moved over to paid. If you cannot get through the EDD phone lines, please contact your assembly member. Next, if you're trying to reach EDD customer service, the 134 phone trick is still working for many. I'm going to leave the link in the video description down below where you can watch the phone trick and learn how to attempt it. Additionally, I have a video that goes through 25 different phone numbers to reach the EDD. These include some phone numbers that you can try if you are just trying to fix your general claim, including branch phone numbers and alternative phone numbers, but it also includes specialty phone numbers such as the EDD tech support line if you have trouble with your UI online portal, or the ID verification department. And lastly, if you are someone that wants to pay a third-party company in order to redial the EDD for you until it reaches a hold line and then send you that hold line, Claimer receives positive feedback from many of my subscribers. Their company does provide additional callbacks if your call is dropped. Their policy with this does change over time, but currently, within 48 hours, they will give you 5 callbacks if your call was dropped with EDD. Click the link in the video description down below to receive $5 off of using this service for the first time with my affiliate link, or you can click the video description down below to view a video where I delve into some of your concerns about this company, test the service, and more. Lastly, I know that many of you are having an extremely difficult time right now. Many of you have been pending for months, unable to get through to the EDD, unable to get your pending payments switched over to paid through no fault of your own, and many of you are experiencing extreme financial hardship and other problems as a result of dealing with the EDD. For my subscribers who are experiencing extreme financial hardship, I'm going to gift 10 of you with a $100 gift. No questions asked. In order to put your name in the running for this, I ask the following. Number 1, that you are in an extremely dire financial circumstance. A small gift of $100 would truly help. Number 2, I ask that you use the $100 for an essential need. $100 is not a lot, and so I'm asking that if you put your name in the running for this, that the small amount of $100 would truly help you in some small way. This giveaway will end at 10 p.m. tonight on July 19th. In order to apply, go to the top pinned comment written by me on this video. All entries must be placed as a reply to the top pinned comment. To enter, you may list your PayPal email address one time. You may not post multiple times. 10 viewers will be selected at random at 10 p.m. After that point in time, the giveaway has closed. 10 viewers will be randomly selected and will receive $100 through PayPal from me. There is no other way that I will be paying this out other than using PayPal. Please note that I will delete that pinned comment with all of the email addresses after 10 p.m. Please be advised that scammers are very plentiful on YouTube, and I will not reach out to you via email or direct message. Do not reply to anyone posing as me that reaches out to you over email or direct message. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. And I want you to view my full pending video, which is linked in the video description down below, where I walk you through a throw chart. A throw chart. A throw chart is when you are so fed up with looking at stupid diagrams and flowcharts that you throw it out the window, and it preferably hits the EDD director in the head. Sorry, Rita.